Hello, hello, sir.
Yes, yes, tell me.
Sir, can you tell us how to use sir arg PTR in XV6?
RPTR, which one?
Sir, in the second question, we have to pass multiple. We have to take.
I got it. You search, I'll give a hint, you can get it. You search one existing system call is there.
Yes, sir,
System call
exact.
function, you know, na? sys underscore, that kind of names will be written.
Sir, I think
Okay.
exact, sir.
Is there?
Sir, I'm still not able to understand, sir.
Okay.
That-
Then tomorrow sometimes I'll tell you.
Yes, sir.
After the class, because today I cannot get the time, because immediately after this class I have another class. Tomorrow after class I'll tell you. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Definitely. Any other related?
And I have a doubt regarding that question number 1 there in the assignment. Sir, yeah, how to verify that it is correct or not?
Means correct or not means what? Could you please tell me?
So that get PPID I have created, but how to verify that it is correct or not, correctly assigned or not? When we will have a system call, it will work or not? That thing.
Well, you have to write a command and display that your own PS command you can write and see that the same
Yes,
thing
sir.
is coming.
Sir, I have done that PS command. So that PRD that it is said to
Okay,
write to
okay,
command.
whatever. Means I am saying with respect to Linux, there is a PS is there. Fine.
Sir, so I have written that PRD and it is showing the PPID that it is 2. Sir, is it correct?
PPID will be 2 because first process, if it is created, next process is yours, it is correct.
Okay,
and under this, what you can do, under this process now, you create 2 more processes.
Okay, sir.
Then you can understand that whatever the first processes PID is giving, whether my second processes PPID is same or not.
Okay,
if it is giving, means it is correctly assigned.
So, sir, in the assignment, sir, do we have to get the PPID, that is the cell to PPID, or do we have to create another child process and then get the PIDs?
Better to create a child process and get the PPID. There it will be fully confirmed. And please remember, while creating the child process, you also maintain a wait. Wait inbuilt एक function है. If you can go through this process file, proc.c file, there is a wait function is already there. Like we have studied the wait function, no? Same exactly wait function is there. So you put a wait so that the parent will not dead. If parent will be dead, again it will give a wrong result, which you feel that it is giving something else. Okay? That also.
And how to create that new child using fork?
Using fork, the same fork system call also available there.
Like that, another program we have to write that for it.
No. Already, another program. You have to write a command kind of things which will run this and show you all these details for that.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Sir, in that same program, we'll create a process and then we'll use that PID and PPID.
Yes. That I'm saying.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Sir, can we use exact system call for second question, sir? Sir, in second question, we have to find the PID and PPID as well. In first question, we have to find the same. So for the first function, I created a fork system. It gave me the PID and the PPID. And I will use this particular command PS in the next command PRD. I will basically do exact function there. So it will
that is also possible. That is also possible. Sir. What you have pointed out. Yes. If you can see also here, all these are there.
Yes, sir. SS is also the exact of in itself.
SS. This fork is also there, and
yes,
wait is also there. Are you getting? This wait is already there. Okay, exactly, it will work in the same manner. Yes, but sir. This wait is not returning any parameter because it is a normal wait. But in our class, we have studied that wait is taking a integer pointer type. Yes or no? If you have remember correctly.
Yes, sir. Status.
Yes.
Whether
but here,
yes, sir.
Yes, that you also. Yes, and from here you can identify one of the system call which is taking a parameter. Then you can accordingly do it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine.
Sir, in that second question, we have to also return process creation time. So for that, we have to make a new
No. In the same one, are you able to get this particular processes object? Yes or no?
myproc. Yes, sir.
MyProc. No? Inside
yes,
the
sir.
MyProc, there is a parameter is there in the proc.h. If you can go to proc.h,
Yes, sir. There are
here,
parameter like names and states as well.
names and states are there. No? If you can go to this, so this is also there, state is also there, and name is also there. By this you can get.
Sir, creation time is not there, no, sir. But
Okay, that you have to little search. No?
sir, that we have to like add in this struct proc में.
Yes.
और alloc proc में मतलब उसको assign करना पड़ेगा.
Correct. When alloc proc में जहां पर create हो रहा है initially, that time you assign one more variable here, and that variable you assign that.
That will be like,
Why it is necessary? Why it is necessary? In the next assignment, if I'll ask you, can you find a turnaround time? क्या करोगे?
no sir, वो क्या arrival time नहीं पता लगेगा.
हाँ, तो arrival time यहाँ पर क्या है? Creation time.
Yes, sir.
Yes or no? The creation time itself is considered as arrival time for us or not? Yes, or you can say no, sir, creation time may not be an arrival time. Then you can see when the process will be set to runnable, ready state, that may be arrival time for you. Yes or no? If you don't consider when the process in embryo state, it is not a arrival time. I consider that when it is in the ready state, then it is arrival time, and its ready state is the runnable. Then you can search where the runnable is set. Wherever the runnable is set to a process, there you are assigning the timing for.
Sir, sir, for example, sir, if we add int init for like in struct process, if we add int init as the initial time of a process. So sir, in alloc proc we will do init equals to uptime.
Get time. How to get a time?
Sir, that system call is which one, sir? In
you have to little search now. If I tell you that कुछ तो नहीं है, एक ही लाइन तो आपको लिखना है.
सर uptime से होता है वो.
आप देखिए एक बार ऑफ टाइम डाल के देखिए एग्जैक्टली उसी टाइम आता है कि नहीं.
Okay, sir.
You try once, because by the why I am saying by this way you can also know some other functions which is related to the time. That's the point I am saying. Okay, you take some time, not an issue. You search the data, many places you search, you will get it. And by this way, you will know many other functions, not only the proc.h and proc.c. That's why I am saying last time I was implementing the priority with the round robin. Here, I'm real boldly saying that by this implementation, I spent almost 3 days, almost 6 hours, 3 days fully. Then I understood almost 5 to 6 other files which is completely related when a scheduling is done. But we are just seeing inside the proc.c, the scheduler is there. We are only seeing this much or not. There is a schedule function here, I think it is there. The scheduler. This is the scheduler function is there. So here it is setting the running, and if it is a runnable means if it is currently in the ready state. That is the runnable means here it is a ready state. So this, to call this function, lot of things are going. Yes, just put your knowledge, and at the same time, little focus on your COAS, that is instruction and instruction set. वो भी थोड़ा आपको अच्छी तरह से पढ़ना पड़ेगा. जब भी कोआ सब्जेक्ट पढ़ रहे हो, पूरा इंस्ट्रक्शन कैसे हो रहा है, कैसे एग्जीक्यूट हो रहा है, कहां पर रजिस्टर है, कैसे मेमोरी कैसे यूज होता है, वो भी थोड़ा सा फोकस कर दीजिए. ठीक है ना? ओके, विल स्टार्ट नाउ. आई होप
सर एक डाउट है सर.
हाँ, पूछिए.
सर यूजर कॉल से अगर सिस्टम कॉल में अगर अपन को वेरिएबल पास कराना है आर्गुमेंट, तो सर arg int और arg ptr से तो हो जाता है, बट इससे सर सिंगल वैल्यू जाता है. अगर मल्टीपल वैल्यू कैसे जाएगा सर? अगर 2-4 वेरिएबल है तो
कुछ स्ट्रक्चर ऐसे पास कर पाओगे?
सर मैं एरे पास करके किया था तो हो गया था.
हाँ, वो भी हो पाएगा, या स्ट्रक्चर वेरिएबल भी हो पाएगा.
ये सर को क्रिएट कर देंगे डिफरेंट टाइप्स में,
हाँ, yes.
एट द एंड तो उसमें भी तो एरे चाहिए सर, क्योंकि वहां तो एक्सेप्ट एरे होगा, सिंगल
वो भी होगा,
होता है।
अरे एक पास होगा, बिकॉज
Yes,
मल्टीपल
sir.
होगा तो वैसे तो उसी टाइप का ही पास कर पाएंगे आप डायरेक्टली।
अच्छा ठीक है सर। सर एक और डाउट है कि अगर
हाँ।
सिस्टम कॉल में, अगर सिस्टम फंक्शन में वहां से अगर वैल्यू प्रिंट करना तो अपन को सी प्रिंटफ यूज करना पड़ता है ना?
हाँ, यस, वहां पे।
थैंक यू सर।
Okay, so we'll start with the last class. We studied very important part. So have you remember the last class was important for us? So why this synchronization is necessary? We studied that there is a cooperating processes. The cooperating processes says that a set of processes is said to be cooperative if one process is affected by the other processes. And when it is getting affected, if two processes are using a shared memory, then only it is getting affected. Then what kind of how it is affected? Because when you are using any shared memory, when both the processes are using the same memory at the same point of time, then there is a inconsistency comes into picture, and that inconsistency is basically called as a rest condition. Then what is this rest condition we have studied? The rest condition is nothing but when more than one process execute a shared variable, then the output of that result, the result will become in a different manner depending upon the way this shared variable is accessed by the different processes. Then since there is an inconsistency, this is not a proper practice. Then I have to remove this inconsistency or the rest condition. To remove this rest condition, we need a synchronization. Means when I am speaking, you are also speaking. Obviously, nobody else is able to listen because both the voices are same time it is coming. Then what you need? We have to, both of them has to be synchronized with each other. So what is the synchronization here? I'll tell. When I start speaking, you don't speak. Even if you start, you cool down. Then when you will speak, I have to cool down. So that kind of synchronization is required. So how it is happening, we don't know. But we need a synchronization among these two people. Like sometimes you are going to a shop and somebody has to be come and collect the money from you, then you have to properly synchronize between these two people. I'll tell that 12 o'clock I'll start, 1 o'clock I'll reach there, I'll see the books for 15 minutes. During this 15 minutes, if you will come, then I'll pay you the money. Means there is some synchronization is required. If you will come before, no meaning. If you come after, no meaning. During that time only it has to become. In the same manner, to avoid this above rest condition, we need a synchronization. Then how to achieve this synchronization? They are saying, since my common area is creating an issue because more than one processes are accessing the common area, why don't you make this common area to be mutually exclusive, so that if one person is using this common area, another person cannot use the common area at the same point of time. If not, we have studied because of this access at the same time, that's why this inconsistency comes. Or you are using a common area, that's why the inconsistency have come. Any one occur, it may not happen, but both has to be occur, then only the inconsistency will be happen. That's why the common area is there, but if you can restrict him not to access at the same time, then my inconsistency will not occur. That's why what he's saying, why don't you make this area to be mutually exclusive? So if you make this area to be mutually exclusive, definitely I can achieve this synchronization. That's why they're saying the synchronization can be applied by making the shared resources to be mutually exclusive. Now the question comes, how these shared resources to be mutually exclusive? Let's see a scenario. Now today's class is that one. Yes? Please focus. Very interesting class today. So we started 1 minute. We studied that. So this is my account. And in this account, we have written some code. So this is my shared area. And we have written some code like this: balance equal to get balance. Then you have studied this balance minus equal to some amount. Then you put balance, then this balance. these 3 lines of code, then what happens? To access this account, this is a shared resource, but I am not directly entering and accessing. Rather, I am accessing through this code. Then what is saying? If this code will be mutually exclusive, then indirectly my account will be also mutually exclusive. Correct or not? Like think, if this is our toilet, yes, if this is the toilet, and if I can say there is a door present here, to make the toilet to be mutually exclusive, you make the door to be mutually exclusive. Door to be mutually exclusive means what? Two person cannot use this opening or closing the door at a time. Matlab, if one person is opening the door, another person cannot open the door, or one person is closing the door, another person cannot closing the door or open the door. Means if door through which the person is entering into this toilet, if that door become mutually exclusive, then my common area of the toilet become mutually exclusive. So what is that door? Here the door is this code. Through this code, you are accessing this shared resources. If you make this code to be mutually exclusive, then definitely this should be mutually exclusive. Once it is mutually exclusive, definitely we can say that we have achieved the synchronization, because synchronization says that make this area to be mutually exclusive, you will synchronize. So how we can do it? I cannot make directly this account to be mutually exclusive. Rather, through which you are accessing the account, if that thing will be mutually exclusive, then it is called. Then what is this thing? This particular thing is basically called as the critical section. Yes, then what is the critical section? The critical section is a code segment through which the shared resource to be accessed. This is basically called critical section. Now what you need? This critical section need to be mutually exclusive. Yes. So how this critical section to be mutually exclusive? So what they're saying? They're saying to make this 3 lines code, like this balance is equal to get balance, some account, then balance minus equal to amount, and put balance is equal to account comma balance. So this is the 3 code which is written inside where? That is written inside a withdraw. Withdraw amount comma account comma account comma amount AMP. Yes, this is the code. Then what is saying? Since it is my critical section, this critical section to be mutually exclusive. So how I'll do it? I can say, why don't you put a lock here? Yes, and after you come out, you make a release lock. Then what will happen? Think that if it is become toilet, this is the door. When I'll enter, I'll open and lock it inside. Once I'll finish the work inside the toilet, I have to come out by opening or releasing this lock. Now what is saying? By the help of these locks and unlocking, this critical section can be mutually exclusive. So now what is this topic's main thing? The topic's main thing is that how you can create this kind of locks and what are those locks. So based on these locks, they are saying if this is my critical section, this critical section has to be entered always by a acquiring lock, acquire the lock, and come out by releasing the lock. And after you come out, then the rest section is called as you have to do other work. So that's why whole thing will be specified as that this is called as the entry section. Entry section. This is called as the exit section. And this is called my critical section. And this is called as a reminder section. Reminder section means after releasing, if you want to do anything which may not require any lock, because it is a normal printf kind of things, we don't require any lock. Only a specific part where my data is going to be changed, there only I'll put a lock, rest of the things. So this is called as a reminder section. So based on these three sections, the whole thing we are going to study. So this is my entry section where the acquire lock will happen. This is my critical section through which I will access the shared resources. This is my exit section where the lock has to be released, and then after I have to do the rest of the work. Okay, so this is the idea which you are going to study in this particular course. Everybody is understood? So फिर से बोल रहा हूँ so that आपको पूरा दिमाग में रह जाएगा. Yes, again I'm starting from the beginning. Cooperating process हुआ. Cooperating process is creating a problem because of using the shared resources. What kind of problem? That is inconsistency. That inconsistency basically called as a race condition. Race condition may different values will become at a different possible ways, but I want to exactly say one value. So for that we need a synchronization. To achieve a synchronization, we have to make the shared area to be mutually exclusive, but I cannot make the shared area to be mutually exclusive. Rather, the way through which you are entering into the shared area, that way has to be mutually exclusive. And that way is nothing but my critical section. So I have to make this critical section to be mutually exclusive. How I can do it? By applying this kind of lock. You put a lock, then critical section, then you release this lock. So this three parts will be called here as a entry section, critical section, exit section, and the rest, if any code is there, that is called as a reminder section. Okay, so now we are going to study, or the next work is, once you know that these things we have to prepare, I have to know how to prepare a lock, how to write this critical section, that will be your work, and how you have to release this lock. But before learning this this particular acquiring lock and releasing lock, very few requirements are there. That is called as requirements for designing the critical section. Yes, means what are the things has to be satisfied when you write a code for the critical section. Means you can think when a person is working in a company for preparing a software for the banking transaction, definitely he has to go through all these stuffs. Otherwise, he cannot do anything. Then he's saying, when a person is writing this kind of code, then what are the things he has to be satisfied? So they're saying the basic three things has to be satisfied when you design any critical section and to access a shared resources. So first thing is called as mutually exclusive. Yes, the second one is called as the progress. And third one is basically called as bounded. Okay, so what is saying? It is called as bounded. So what is this? Mutual exclusive, we know that. My critical section has to be mutually exclusive, means that only one person, yes, only one person can enter into the critical section at a time. Not more than one. Okay, you never allow. Means only P1 if it is present, P2 anybody cannot enter into this area. So that is the first requirement. The second requirement, I'll explain each one of them once again. This is basically says that what is a progress. First, I'll tell you in an example, then you can say. Suppose this is a critical section. This is your college. Assume that this is our college. Sometimes what happens that holidays will come, and after holidays, few students are coming here to the college. And what happens? The class session will be started. Few students has not come. They're still in the home. What they will do? Even if this student try to do the classes, offline classes, but the other student, those who have not yet come to this college, they're influencing. They're influencing that you don't go there. We have not come. After 2 days, you will come. Then only we will all attend the classes. Even if the class has started, you don't go and attend the classes. So that is restricting the progress. So what the progress is basically says that the progress will be achieved if only the persons, those who want to enter into the critical section, the outside people influence those persons, those who want to enter into the critical section. Means you can say the definition wise, only those processes, yes, which are entered. I'll give you an example into the critical section. They can only influence in the decision to enter critical section. Means if only 4 persons are coming here, then among these 4 persons who will be entered, they can take a decision. But no outside people can influence them not to enter into the critical section. Then only can say that my progress is properly working. Yes, that is. I'll give an example. Till now you have not understood. I just first one, I hope everybody understood. He's saying if one person has entered, another person cannot enter into the critical section at a time. That is mutual exclusion. Second, what he's saying, if 4 processes try to enter into this critical section, the decision has to be taken among these 4 processes who will enter. Why who will enter? Because it has to be satisfied mutual exclusion. If P1, P2, P3 like P4 has come, then only P1, P2, P4 among this one will be enter into this. Other outside people cannot block him to enter even if they don't want to enter into this critical section. मतलब घर में रह के फोन कर रहे हैं, नहीं मत जाओ, जाओगे तो खराब होगा. So if it is influencing, means it is not in progress. They cannot influence the persons, those who are actually entering into the critical section. Then you can say it is in progress. Then what is a bounded weight? The bounded weight basically says that, suppose I'll give a nice example. You can usually you never face, because nowadays you are traveling by plane and something. When you can see the night trains, when it is reach at a particular destination station, many people are very hurried to go to toilet. Yes. Then what happens here? Usually, you never seen also in front of the toilet they will make a queue. Yes, one by one. One person enter, then he will come out, then another person enter, because that is a mutually exclusive. That toilet has a door which is mutually exclusive. But what happens? Suppose you are standing now, after 2 persons, your third turn is there. You are standing just front of the door of the toilet, and immediately when you want to enter, previous person is saying, "Hey, मुझे थोड़ा urgent है, मैं जाऊँगा." Okay, आप चाहिए. So you छोड़ दिए, one person you have to give. Then when that person is going to come, another person is coming. Hey, मुझे भी urgent थोड़ा छोड़ दीजिए, 2 minutes मुझे लगा. Again you will come back. Then third person जब आए, नहीं मैं और नहीं छोड़ूंगा, मुझे जाना है. Then what is the bound? The bound is here too. Means after you make a request to enter into the toilet, after that you can allow maximum 2 persons to enter into that. After that you cannot make a relaxation. So there it is called as bound. Means there must be some bound. You cannot say that infinitely I will wait. I come at 6 o'clock to enter into this toilet. Now it is a night 7 o'clock. It will never happen like this. So you have to earlier say that what is my bound? If bound is 5, maximum I can allow 5 persons after I make a request to enter into the critical section. So that's why what this bound basically says. He's saying after a process makes a request to enter critical section, then there must be a bound on number of times or number of other processes can be allowed to enter the critical section before this process okay. So one is saying that he is saying few persons are influencing. He is saying that no, I will allow, but up to a certain limit. I cannot say that infinitely. I will say that anybody can come, even if I am standing there, infinite number of persons comes and go there. It is not possible. Okay. So these three things, if it is satisfied, then only your critical section has a written properly. If any one of them is not satisfied, my critical section is not written properly. So it has to be progress, it has to be bounded with, and it has to be mutual exclusion. And this particular progress is saying that it is freedom from deadlock. Why it is called as a freedom from deadlock? Deadlock means a deadlock scenario. I'll just give a, because next topic is deadlock. Before that, I'll just tell you the deadlock scenario will be occur like this. A company wants an experience to give you a job, and you will get the experience, only you will do the job. Then kya karoge boliye? The company wants that if you have experience, you will get a job. But to get an experience, you need a job. Then it is a deadlock or not? Are you getting my point? So same scenario is happening, that it is freedom from deadlock means you try to enter, but somebody is doing something there so that you cannot enter. ऐसे बोल दिए, जैसे आप सोचिए एक सिनेरियो बोल रहा हूँ. You tell to your brother that in that shop one X book is there, only one book is there, you please go and purchase. बोल दिए. अभी suppose आप फोन करके बोल दिए, in X shop there is a Y book is available, only one book is there, you please go and purchase it immediately. You tell like this and you go there and purchase that book. So what's the meaning of that? There is no meaning. Means you are influencing somebody how he will not purchase, because you tell him that you do like this, but you go there and purchase immediately. Same thing is happening. These three people wants to enter, but he has done such a thing here that even if they try to enter, they could not enter. Okay, so that is saying you have to freedom from deadlock. Those kind of a deadlock scenario can never occur if your progress gets satisfied. And what is the bounded weight saying? The bounded weight is basically says about the freedom from starvation. Freedom from starvation. So what is starvation? We know, yes, infinite time he is waiting to get the CPU. हम लोग पढ़े थे, कहाँ पर हो रहा था? Priority में. Yes, he is saying if it is a bounded weight, at least I know the bound is 2 or bound is 10 or bound is 1 lakh. Means you know that after 1 lakh time other processes enter into that toilet, definitely I'll get a chance. Means there is no starvation occurred here. Then you can say, sir, 1 lakh to bahut ho gaya. It is equivalent to starvation. But he is capable to wait for 1 lakh, a person to enter. Another process may not wait. Another person says that I can only stand in the front of the toilet and allow maximum 2 people. Somebody will say that I am free now. Up to 10 o'clock also, it is no problem for me. Let's 10% can allow. So depending upon the processor's choice, if the bound is fixed, then definitely there is no question of starvation. So if these 3 criteria will be matched, then only you can say that it is a proper critical section you have written. Now the question comes, how? Let's see one example. Then you have to tell me which out of these 3, which conditions are satisfied, which is not satisfied. Okay, so let's take a P1 process and take a P2 process. And the code is written like this. And there is a global variable called as number. Okay, number is 0. And what he has written here, there is entry section, we know. There is a critical section and there is an exit section. So here also there will be an entry section and there is a critical section and there is an exit section. So my critical section is something written. I don't bother about that what is written. But my entry section is a lock. How is putting a lock? He has simply written that while this number is equal to 1, then put in a loop. Okay, sorry. Yes, semicolon. And his entry section, how he has written? While number is equal to 0, then put in a loop. Then the critical section is this. Both critical section is there. And what is writing in the exit section? This number equal to 1 and a number equal to 0. Now you could not understand what I have written. Let's see. If this process wants to execute this critical section, he has to go through this code. Okay. If this process wants to enter into this area, then he has to go through this code. And while come out, he has to go through this code and come out. So this is my entry section. This is my critical section. And this is my exit section. So indirectly you can say that, sir, my log code is this one. My release log code is this one. And his log code is this one. And his release log code is this one. You can simply say like this. Can you tell me if my number is 0, can this code will be mutually exclusive? Can this critical section will be mutually exclusive? So here the critical section is what? Don't think that it is CS. Rather, my critical section is this much. Because both wants to use a same resource through this critical section. That's why you can say that this is my common. Then what you want? If he is present in this critical section, he cannot enter. Can you assure by this code? Then you can say that, sir, this critical section code is mutually exclusive.
Yes, sir.
Is it possible? Just look into it. Those who are not able to understand. Yes. Yes. So very, very interesting code. Suppose number is 0. Can he will get a what will happen? 0 is not equal to 0 is equal to 1 is false. False means can it will be enter into an infinite loop because it is an infinite loop. Are you understanding? While semicolon means it is an infinite loop.
Yes.
When if number becomes 1. Since my number is 0, it is false, means he can enter. So who can enter? He will enter. So when my P1 is entered here, can P2 at any means enter into this critical section? Not possible. Why? Still my number is 0.
Why?
He checking number is equal to 0 means he is in the loop. Got it or not? Then when you will enter? When P1 finishes its critical section and come out, he sets this number to be 1. Then the moment he will make the number to be 1, then he can immediately enter into the critical section or not. Yes. Now one question: can both of them will be enter after? जैसे मैं बोला था ना, I will tell him to enter. I himself enter. Is it possible? It is not possible. Just see, I make the number to be 1. After I make the number to be 1, even if I try to once again go to the shop and purchase that book, I cannot do it. Why? I myself set the number to be 1. If number is 1, 1 is equal to 1 means it is a true. True means I himself in the infinite loop here. So I cannot go to the next statement. But since I set this number to be 1, 1 is equal to 0 is false. So he can immediately enter. Are you getting my point? So what happens? Now in this case, mutual exclusion is satisfied. Can anybody tell me progress is satisfied or not? क्या बोला है progress? Suppose somebody wants to enter and another person will be influencing that you cannot enter. ऐसे कुछ कर दिया है कि मैं चाहता हूं जाने के लिए लेकिन जा नहीं पा रहा. Because of not me, because something has set previously that I could not able to enter. Just look into it. In this code, who can easily enter? This fellow?
P1.
P1. Let's see. P2 has come to the college. P1 is still in his home. दशहरा छुट्टी के बाद सपोज P2 जल्दी कॉलेज छुट्टी का जब खत्म हुआ उसी नेक्स्ट दिन P2 आ गया कॉलेज क्लास अटेंड करने के लिए इन क्रिटिकल सेक्शन एंड P1 is still in the room. The P1 क्या P1 how the P1 knows? P1 knows the number is 0. Even if this P2 goes to college, he cannot enter. Are you getting my point? Then what happens? This P1 somehow influencing. आप बोलोगे सर ये कैसे influence हो गया? This number is 0. How P1 is making an influencing? Because this number will be set to 1, then only he can enter. Who is setting to 1? P1. Because this number is set to 1, then this will be false so that P2 can enter. So who is making the number to be 1? This P1. Since P1 is making the number to be 1, this P1 is influencing by setting this number. Unless until P1 comes and set this number to be 1, P2 नहीं जा पाएगा. So घर में वो क्या बोले आराम से बैठा है P1 and बोल रहा है आप जाओ ना जाओ कैसे क्लास करते हो हम देखते हैं. So what is saying? He's saying मैं जब तक कॉलेज नहीं जाता हूं, when if I'll not set this number to be 1, आप क्लास नहीं कर पाओगे. Then he is influencing. Means progress is not achieving. Yes? Can you tell me now? So what is my bounded weight? यहाँ पर बाउंड कुछ है या इन्फिनिट है? बाउंड क्या है? सपोज आई वांट टू एंटर इनटू द क्रिटिकल सेक्शन. टॉयलेट जाना चाहता हूं. कितना आदमी के बाद मुझे गारंटेड चांस मिलेगा?
सर 0 और इन्फिनिट.
नो 0 और इन्फिनिट क्यों है?
सर अगर P2 लॉक खोला ही नहीं तो
सो दैट इज 1. नो मतलब यहाँ पर वो जानबूझ के नहीं कर रहा है. यहाँ पर बोल रहा है कि आफ्टर हाउ मेनी टर्न्स गारंटेड आई विल गेट ए चांस?
1.
Yes, very nice. Why? If P2 wants to enter into this critical section, he cannot go, but he knows that after how many persons enter into the critical section, I guaranteed enter. 1 or not? Because after P1 enter into the critical sections, he will be guaranteed make the set number to be 1. Once you set the number to be 1, I will definitely go here. But for this P1, he told it is 0 or 1. Why it is 0? If P1 first time comes, he can easily enter or not. So here there is no bound. But if P2 wants to enter, there is a 1. You can say, sir, number को अगर 1 set कर देते हैं, then he can enter easily, but he has to be wait for 1 person to be enter. And what is the maximum bound? The bound here is 1. Means it is bounded with mutual exclusion, but not becomes a progress. Means this kind of a critical section is not a what? A proper critical section, because 3 conditions does not satisfy. Now you can think, sir, ये आप जो बोले कि freedom from deadlock, ये कैसे deadlock हो गया? How it is becoming a deadlock? Suppose सोचिए कि P1 जब तक नहीं आ जाता आप नहीं जा पाओगे. ऐसा ना P2 cannot enter because you have set this to 0. Then क्या किया? P1 told that yes, you can enter, you can go to the college, no problem. यहाँ पर कुछ नहीं हुआ. But यहाँ पर एक कुछ काम रख दिया है कि because of this 1, he can only enter into this. मतलब जैसे जॉब है, एक्सपीरियंस है, एक्सपीरियंस मिलने के लिए ये जॉब चाहिए, because he is now restricting something to put you in the deadlock. मतलब आप कुछ नहीं कर पा रहे हो, neither you move forward nor you move backward, because you have already reached here by crossing all these lines. Once you come here, neither you come back nor you go back. Yes, so that's why he's saying it is freedom from deadlock. There is no starvation, because at least I know that after one term, guaranteed I'll get a chance to be executed by the executed inside the critical section. So this is it. So what is your one small searching? You search a code in the net, or you think or something, which will be satisfy mutual exclusion, which will satisfy progress, but not satisfy bounded weight. Okay, so that आपको सही लगा कि नहीं मैं कुछ सीख रहा हूं. यस, ये satisfy करने दीजिए, इसको satisfy मत करने दीजिए, लेकिन progress को करने दीजिए. Yes, so similarly, finding a non-mutual exclusive is very rare, because people are very easily writing a code which will be mutually exclusive, but satisfying these two are really not so easy. Okay, so that's why you have to think about how you can find a code, such kind of code which will be satisfied. Book में भी है, आप थोड़ा ढूंढिए, देखिए, मिल जाएगा. It is mutual exclusive, progress, but not bounded. I hope you have understood this code, how it is become mutually exclusive, bounded weight, and progress. Is it clear or not? Are you understanding or not, please?
Yes, sir.
Yes, fine. Thank you. So next we'll go for, now you understand how you have to write a critical section. What are the things are required? But our requirement is this. Sir, कैसे लॉक बनाएंगे? ये तो एक आप सिंपल सा लॉक लिख दिए, one simple सा लॉक, but it is not properly working also. Then what are the different kinds of lock? Yes, there are two kinds of lock. One is called the hardware lock.
Sir.
पूछिए.
In the previous example, sir, sir, how is it, sir, avoiding, sir, progress? Because this P1 is already in critical section, no, sir?
No, P1 is not in the critical section. यहाँ नहीं है. ये नहीं है. ये तो बाहर है. He has not yet come to the college, and P2 is interested to enter into the critical section. Progress हो पा रहा है या ब्लॉक हो गया?
Sir, first n equal to 0 ना sir?
No, n equal to 0 है यहाँ पर.
Yes sir.
Sir, तो int n ऐसे लिखा गया. Int number equal to 0. It is a global variable. Then बोलिए. हाँ बोलिए.
Sir, तो sir not equal to 1 हुआ sir while में. यहाँ पर लिखा है कि 0 is equal to 1. तो false होगा इसके लिए. If it is a false, can it will be in a loop? No sir.
Then he will come here.
Yes sir. CS हाँ.
Yes, but he has not come to enter into the critical section. P1 का कोड ऐसा है, आप सही सीखे. First try to understand. P1 का कोड ऐसे लिखा है, and he will say that if P1 wants to enter into the critical section, he has to go through this code. But P2 का कोड ऐसे लिखा गया है, because it has written in this manner. Yes, P2 का कोड ऐसे लिखा गया because of this mutual exclusion. But now, can your P2 will be enter into this if P1 is not enter?
No sir, P1 को एंटर करना पड़ेगा.
P1 को पहले एंटर करना पड़ेगा. अगर P1 नहीं चाहता है,
नहीं होगा.
P1 बोलेगा मुझे अभी कंप्यूटर ऑन नहीं करना है, मैं बाहर जा रहा हूं. Then what to do? Can your P2 is progressing?
No sir.
सोचिए, if somebody is coming to the college because of the other student, do you think that आपका काम भी नहीं होगा? ऐसे हो सकता है? नहीं ना?
नहीं sir.
Yes. So that is saying, if somebody wants to enter into the critical section, other people should not influence him not to enter. वही तो प्रोग्रेस बोल रहा है ना. प्रोग्रेस क्या बोल रहा है? Only those processes which are enter into the critical section, they can only influence in the decision. Who wants to enter? P2 enter. और कोई भी नहीं है, then P2 को चांस मिलना चाहिए, नहीं मिलना चाहिए? मिलना चाहिए, बट यहाँ पर नहीं मिल रहा है. Since it is not available, means progress is not achieved. आप बोलोगे सर P1 P2 अगर दोनों चाहते हैं तब मिल रहा है, तब मिल रहा है. If P1 and P2 are both try to enter into the critical section, then after some time you will get a chance. But now see, only those processes currently which processes P1 and P2 both. But in the previous case I told if only P2 wants to enter, can it is possible? It is not possible. Means progress is not achieved. You cannot say that sir 4 process के लिए एक काम कर रहा है, 2 process के लिए काम नहीं कर रहा है. That code is not proper. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, that is the progress. Yes. So we'll go for the next one. Then how you can prepare a log. So I told there are two kinds.
सर मतलब इसमें सर जो इंडिविजुअल प्रोसेस है उसको भी सीएस में जाने के लिए राइट होना चाहिए, मतलब तभी जा पाएगा वो.
हाँ, इस इंडिविजुअल प्रोसेस को जाने के लिए he has to go through this entry section.
यस सर.
एंट्री सेक्शन वो चाहता है, एंट्री सेक्शन के थ्रू जाएगा, बट his code is written number equal to 0, but this number is influenced by somebody else which is not currently try to enter into the critical section. मतलब वो बाहर का.
यस सर.
वो गुंडा है, वो नंबर को पकड़ के रखा है, बोल रहा है कि आप लोग नहीं जा पाओगे जब तक मैं नंबर को वन नहीं करता हूं. एंड वो खुद नहीं आना चाहता है, और वो खुद आना चाहता है, ठीक है, देयर इज नो इशू. If P2 wants to enter into the college today, no problem, because after he will enter into this critical section, definitely he will get a chance. At least he is sure. But वो बोल रहा है कि मैं नहीं जाऊंगा, आप देखिए जाना चाहते हो तो जाइए. बट वो गया है, but because of this number he could not enter into the class, where class is my common area. Okay. Yes. So
yes, sir, yes, sir.
Fine. So next there are two kinds of lock. One is the hardware lock and one is the software lock. Then we'll learn now. So what are the different all hardware? There is thousands of locks are present in the literature. So we'll go for few locks where you can understand that is what a lock and how the lock look like. So let's take, we want to prepare a hardware lock. Then what you want to prepare? I want to prepare a acquire lock, and also I have to prepare a release lock. So no, to make a critical section proper one, I need two things. Yes, I need two things basically. So one is the acquire lock. First, it has to be entered through acquire lock. Once it is entering, then it has to come out by release lock. Now come to this acquire lock. What this acquire lock basically says. So first hardware lock is by interrupt. How the interrupt is happening? He's saying one minute, one call has come. Just I need. Yes, sorry. So acquire lock. So in the acquire lock, he's saying through interrupt you can achieve a hardware lock, acquire and release. How is achieving? He is saying you call a CLI function, you call a STI function. There are two basically instructions are there in the every system. There is a CLI and STI. There may be name little bit change because you know as per the different architecture the instruction sets name may be changed. Okay, in some cases that will be written as a JNZ. In some architecture it will be said that JZ. Yes, jump with zero value, jump with non-zero value. So this kind of names will be given. But usually it is called as a CLI and STI. The CLI is basically called as a disable interrupt, and this is meant for enable interrupt. So what is saying, if this is my to function, let's take this is my critical section. Can I apply this acquire lock here? Can this lock will be work for the mutual exclusion? Just look into it. What it does, if anybody wants to enter into this critical section, first he has to be executed this line. Inside this function, what is written? Call a CLI function. CLI function क्या करता है? It will be disable the interrupt. If interrupt becomes disabled, when a P1 process, let's take enter into the critical section, can anybody will be come inside?
No, sir.
No, why not? Because CPU is not changing from this process at all. What is the question of anybody will be enter? And what it does very nicely, he has make the disable the lock, do the work in the critical section. When he is come out from this, he is again enable the lock, so that another person who try to enter, he can easily enter. So this is the very easiest way to do it. That's why this kind of lock will be very simple as an advantage, but it is a biggest disadvantage. What is the first disadvantage? The disadvantage, if these are the two processes or the two threads try to use this, then first disadvantage you can say that the thread should be kernel thread. क्यों ऐसा होना चाहिए? Because you know, enable and disabling the interrupt will be done in the kernel mode, and a normal thread, user level thread, cannot use this kind of lock unless until that thread or the process become a kernel process. He cannot disable or enable the lock. Then you can say, sir, it is possible. Why it is not possible? Because do you think that a normal process can come and immediately say that I will disable the whole thing system? Never. It will never happen. So that is the first case. The second disadvantage you can find that just look into it. Suppose I enter into the critical section by disabling the lock, and inside the critical section there may be many lines will be there. These lines are the normal codes like A equal to B plus C, C equal to D plus C. Let's take some logical error is present in the critical section, because critical section is normally written by a programmer. There may be one error. You cannot say that it will completely error free. No software you cannot say that it is a completely error free. Some error will be there. If it is becoming an error, then he himself cannot come out and he could not able to enable the interrupt. Then what happens? The whole system is going to be hanged. Suppose सोच लीजिए ऐसे एक वो loop लिखा है यहाँ पर. Because of this loop, because of some data enter into this critical section, it is become an infinite loop. Then if it is become an infinite loop, what happens? Since he himself has disabled this interrupt, then he could not also come out from the loop. So he cannot make enable the interrupt. So the whole system is going to be hacked. And another disadvantage, so one is if logical error present, error, हाँ बोलिए
इसको डेडलॉक बोल सकते हैं.
इसको डायरेक्टली डेडलॉक बोलेंगे, थोड़ा 4 क्लास के बाद बोल देंगे. थोड़ा, क्योंकि डेडलॉक का भी कुछ कंडीशन है, 4 कंडीशंस. वो पढ़ने के बाद हम बोलेंगे. So if it is a logical error is present, then last one, then we'll stop. The last, basically, this kind of locks may not be suitable for multi-processor system.
Sir,
Tell me.
so this advantage and disadvantage are for both hardware and software lock.
No, I am only saying about this interrupt hardware lock. I have not looked at what is software lock. Sorry.
Okay, sir.
Not at all. This is one kind of hardware lock which you have learned, that is an interrupt. Through interrupt, we can apply this lock, but it is obviously one can say, sir, कुछ तो नहीं है, एक CLI लिख दीजिए, STI लिख दीजिए, काम कर जाएगा, okay, lock. but we find many disadvantages behind this. So one disadvantage you are finding that the thread cannot work because the thread is basically user level thread. If it is there, then this kind of lock you cannot apply. Second, if there is any logical error, he himself cannot come out. But if it is a multi-processor system, there also it will not work properly. Why? Because if there is a more than one processor and you disable the interrupt from one processor, another processor has to be also disabled, then more message passing is required. In this case, more message passing is required.
Sir, and we can tell that the multiprocessor system has no advantage over it.
Yes, this kind of things cannot. So next tomorrow's class आप पढ़ेंगे कुछ software locks and a few more hardware locks. Yes, okay.
सर
हाँ बोलिए
सर। ये जो डिसेबल इंटरप्ट फंक्शन जो CLI है सर, ये जितना भी जो इंटरप्ट वेक्टर टेबल सभी को डिसेबल कर देता है।
पूरा डिसेबल। इंटरप्ट आप डिसेबल करोगे तो पूरा इंटरप्ट पूरा करेगा,
तो उसमें सर
तो कुछ फायदा नहीं ना
सर। उसमें फिर IO फंक्शन कैसे काम करेगा सर? डिस्प्ले वगैरह अगर होगा
कुछ नहीं करेगा, कुछ नहीं करेगा उस मोमेंट पे, एंड वो भी चाहता नहीं है because he does not want anything in the critical section at that moment. Inside the critical section, he only wants that A equal to B plus C, C equal to D plus 3 like this. He does not require any IO. And please remember, critical section, inside the critical section, usually we don't prefer any IO. क्यों बोलिए तो? Because the critical section basically a small section. If you make a very big section and somebody has restricted enter, then obviously you will feel either a delay. Delay मतलब एक process wait कर रहा है वो जब तक वो बाहर नहीं आ जाता है. Then you can feel that it is a very old system. Like you can feel दो प्रोग्राम को चला दीजिए तो पता चलेगा कि एक के बाद एक रन हो रहा है. But nowadays you never feel like this. Yes or no? But if it is becoming a critical section, definitely एक अंदर गया है मतलब और किसी को नहीं छोड़ेगा. Then आप सोच पा रहे होगे, आप बोल पाओगे हम जो थ्रेड प्रोग्राम जो लिखे थे, जो थ्रेड प्रोग्राम जो भी लिखे थे है कि नहीं, कहां पर ये लॉक लगाओगे? है अभी कहां पर ये लॉक लगाओगे बोल पाओगे?
सर ये P++ के ऊपर लॉक और खत्म होने के बाद वो बंद खोल देंगे लॉक.
एक लॉक लगाएंगे, इसके बाद एक लॉक, ये भी पढ़ेंगे कैसे लॉक. Then because this P is my common area, shared area, and both T1 and T2 threads are using the same critical section, then you can say what is my exit section? जो exit section है जो unlock होगा, lock होगा यहाँ पर. What is my reminder section? The reminder sections are all these. After this lock, whatever the things work you have to do it, that is become. Okay, that's all. I am ending because I have class already 6 minutes left. Okay, thank you very much.